Hi there everyone, I'm Danny and welcome to this episode of All Monsters Go to Space. Today's video is going to be a short one about the Boneless, also known as the Frittening. This being comes from Shetland, Scotland, and it is a rather unusual creature, one I hadn't heard of but was asked by Dahaka RD6TW to cover. Thank you for the request. There is no clear description of the Frittening, as everyone who saw it said that they saw something different. Some describe it as a white blob, a shapeless white apparition, looking like a bag of wet sand or wool, a legless, armless torso, and a wet, vile, ghastly form with one lidless eye. The Boneless seems to have been a malevolent entity that caused terror wherever it went. It would only appear at night, having washed up from the ocean. It then had a habit of slinking up to windows and peering through them, leaving a bad smell and bringing disease. From how it has been described, it doesn't seem to have much of a personality or even discernible intellect. It is just a being that went on its way regardless of who or what was in its way. If you were unlucky enough to be in its path, you would be crawled over. The gross jellyfish-like being could move fast, some say faster than a dog, and could silently fly like a bird. I honestly would not want to come across this thing. The origin of the Frittening seems to also be unknown, and I have no time period for when it was first seen, the height of its sightings, or if there is a chance that there are still sightings happening to this day. If anyone knows, please let me know in the comment section. There also doesn't seem to be a place of origin. The Boneless just one day came out of the ocean and after going on its merry way went back out with the ocean, probably washing up somewhere else. I know that there are beings quite similar to the Boneless in other places, so maybe I'll cover those in future videos. There was an encounter reported. It was a normal night, and a man was reading his Bible by candlelight. He heard an unusual sound at his door, described as a slapping like wet meat slammed against the wood. When he looked out to see what was creating this sound, he saw the white blob pressing its form against his door, and then move away to slither its way to a set of stairs and off down a path leading to the cliffs. His curiosity was piqued, but he wasn't foolish. He took an axe and his Bible with him and followed this creature. He found it and it was about to reach the cliffs, and deftly threw his axe, pinning it to the ground before it could slip away. Thinking he had killed it, he hastened back to his home and got his servants to come and see what he had caught. The men of this group buried what they thought was a dead thing and went back to their home, probably for a sleepless night after what they had seen. The man's son had overheard his father talking about the Boneless and wanted to see for himself. Curiosity is definitely not always a good thing. He found the grave and dug up the body. First, he had to leap over the trench that had been dug around the makeshift grave, and then using only his hands, as he hadn't taken any tools with him, he uncovered the blob. No sooner had he removed the dirt from this creature than its cold, oppressing form smothered the poor boy. Now that it was free of its confines, it began to move again, undulating towards the cliff and taking the child with it. He could hear the ocean getting closer and tried to scream but was too engulfed he couldn't make a sound. He did have the wherewithal to reach out and cling to a rock. He prayed and the creature finally let go of him and fell into the ocean below, whether because of the power of the boy's faith or just because it hadn't realized it was dragging something with it and let go is unclear. There are a few other accounts of this creature, but I couldn't find the exact reports or sources. Ruth Tong, a 19th century folklorist, wrote of an account given to her by a travelling merchant in 1916 who was going to the Oxford market to sell his wares, but again I couldn't find this version for myself. Then she also said that a police officer told her of his encounter. He was cycling his usual route along the Minehead to Bridgewater Road in Somerset when he saw the shapeless form. It clambered over him whilst still on his bicycle and then went on its way. I imagine that would be one of the most unpleasant things to ever go through. There are a few places where you can find information about this creature if you're interested in looking into it for yourself. A YouTuber, Erin's Hoos, has also covered this creature, so definitely check out her video too. It's a good and quick watch, and she also mentions another creature in this video too that's very interesting. The folklorist Jessie Saxby has covered this creature in her book Shetland Traditional Lore, and Reginald Scott included it in The Discovery of Witchcraft, which can be found on archive.org, a great source for most of the books I use. All the links that I could find and for the sources will be included in the description box below. So remember to keep your curtains closed at night and don't open the door to a strange thumping sound. Learn and remember the Lord's Prayer just in case it works, Get out of its way if you see it coming, and thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please leave a like, subscribe for more, and hit that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!